Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another video, another live stream. Feeling fresh and rejuvenated. Shalom, family. Yeah, Super Filipino in the house. Lisa Marie in the house. Gifted Tay. Nalin Young. Marimbo Santa. Yeah. My lady, Organics, hola, hola. Y'all, today, we're going to speak some real. And we're going to destroy a lot of these scoffers out here. And we really going to put the truth out. Man, I finally got all the open broadcast streaming situated. So some of the information in this live stream may be slightly reiterated. That's just for playback's sake, because this information needs to get out of there. And it needs to be in the general public. And this video here is just giving examples of my personal experiences of how I've been hated for just speaking the truth, and how in your everyday lives, I'm pretty sure you all can relate that you've been hated for being outspoken, for having your own opinion on things. See, ladies and gentlemen, I would never put too much stock in when people praise you, when people honor you. Because the same people who honor you and praise you and big up your name, a lot of the times when you disagree with them, when you have a difference of opinion with them, when you go outside of what I would say their compass of morality is, in any type of case, then you are automatically deemed the enemy. The hatred comes up against you. Anything outside of the status quo. In this Western world, we've been taught certain ideologies, theories, and what one may deem as being morally acceptable or immorally acceptable, the lines could be skewed. So at times we must have an open mind about certain things. And that's just what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, recently I did a live stream about polygyny. I had a completely unbiased approach to it. You know, I was basically stating that, in some customs, polygamy can be practiced and it could be a righteous concept to it. And, I wasn't really on one side or the other. I don't really like when people demonize monogamy, and I really don't like when people demonize polygyny. And I wanted to put something into perspective for everybody who has any understanding of any type of knowledge, culture outside of the Western world teachings. Okay? So, in the Western world, anything that is abominable, wicked, treacherous is legalized. Anything that's abominable and wicked is legalized here in this country. That's why gay marriage is legal. That's completely against the Bible. If polygyny was abominable, evil, wicked, America would legalize it. That's what you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen. America would legalize it if it was wrong, if it was immoral, if it was nasty, barbaric. Because everything that's nasty, barbaric, treacherous, abominable is legal. See, the problem is we don't want to think outside of our Western construct. There's different cultures. There's different beliefs. And what we must understand is this. People are going to hate you for whatever you do, whatever you say. Now, let's talk about it. let's really get into this topic. You will be hated when you speak the truth. Now, I'm going to say this. I've been speaking this truth for some years now. In the midst of all of this, I've learned to have very tough skin. In the face of adversity, I enjoy it. I enjoy when I have scoffers. I enjoy when people go out of their way to show hatred. I enjoy it because I feed off of it. It shows me that I'm in right standings with the Most High. Because if everybody loves you, if everybody agrees with you, it is something wrong with that. If you don't have people who have hatred against you, something is extremely wrong with that. The truth is a very narrow path. And being a pro-life advocate, I understand knowledge customs outside of the Western world construct. So I've learned to have tough skin. You all got to understand. You all got to understand this here. When I first started making no-fap videos, I actually started on Facebook. When I started speaking about the no-fap lifestyle change, when I initially brung the topic up, I was called all type of names, ladies and gentlemen. People were calling me a homosexual, worried about people watching porn. You talking about people masturbating. You weird. You're strange. Something's wrong with you. You're wicked. You're evil. This was happening for a year straight, ladies and gentlemen. But I kept on speaking on it. Till the time until up into the point where people begin to understand. See, the Most High chooses us to have courage and be bold in this truth. So although you will be hated, and you will be hated for the truth that you speak, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going to explain why you'll be hated. See, when you say something that challenges a person's everyday goings, how they view the world, how they see certain concepts, then it bothers them. It riles up their spirit. They become conflicted. And I'm going to prove this. When I spoke about polygyny, although I was pretty unbiased about the situation, I didn't demonize monogamy. I didn't demonize polygyny. I was pretty much walking right through the middle on that one. But when I spoke about it, I realized it was riling up the spirits of a lot of people. And the reason why is because if you are happy in your marriage, if you're happy in your monogamous union, if you're happily married, then what somebody else is doing in their union would not affect you in that manner. It would not affect you. Why would it? If somebody else wants to take on multiple wives and you're happily married, why does that make you so unhappy? Why does that bother you so much? See, I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of these scoffers are not happily married. They're not in situations that they're satisfied with. So then they begin to display the hatred they have. I did not realize that so many black women, and I love my black women, had hatred for black men the way they do until I seen the comment board of my last live stream. It was sad, pathetic. It made me sick to my stomach that all of these women saying black men are too immature, they're too weak, they're too pathetic to have polygynous unions. it was sad to me that that's how our women look at us. That was it literally made me sick to my stomach, because I said, if they view us this way, then we would never reach our kingship. Because, well, we will reach our kingship, but they will never find a true leader. They will never find a true leader. We'll reach our kingship regardless, but they will never find that true king, because they're already looking at men a certain way, prejudging. So, although I'm not here to cause derision, I'm not here to separate man and woman. That's part of the problem. I'm just here to give those an open mind of what's taking place in this culture. Have you been brainwashed in this Western world society? You will be hated when you speak the truth. It's nothing new. And we got to understand this. And this is all emotions to the side. When it comes to what we've been taught in this land, 100% of it is lies. And we're all trying to figure this thing out. So you may not agree with everything that a brother is speaking. People are entitled to their opinions. Yep, Haitian from Mars says, I knew you was going to get hate for your last live stream. You right, family. Matter of fact, when I put on the community board that I was going to speak about polygyny, brothers automatically hit the community board up like, hey, man, you're going to lose the respect of black women. And I didn't even believe that was true. I was like, no, because, you know, people on my channel are pretty open-minded. Nah, man, I'm not going to lose the respect of my women, because I'm not trying to convince anybody to do anything. I just wanted them to have an open mind instead of judging people who live a certain lifestyle. Because if you're not going to judge what's going on in this society, the sickness that's taking place and what's being legalized, then why go ahead and judge what people are doing with among their own unions? Like if you happily married, then you deal with your marriage. Why go out of your way? Why go out of your way to even worry about somebody else's union? That just doesn't make sense. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to break it down to you. The Most High God is a man. I'm going to repeat that. The Most High God is a man. So the feminine power structure that you see here in this world, in this Western society, the feminine power structure that's in this Western society will be overthrown. I'm going to repeat that. The feminine power structure that's in this country will be overthrown. And you know what? A lot of women, they fear that. So when a man begins to speak about various topics in such a manner, not with malice, but with truth, fire, flame, about what's happening here and the truth, then a lot of these women feel threatened. A lot of women were feeling threatened in their own relationships when you speak about polygyny, because they have a fear that that can happen to them, or that every man can start thinking the same way that New Breed thinks, or that men will begin to be influenced by these type of topics and videos, and men would begin to go out there and actually practice polygyny, opposed to practicing whoremonger, lies, and deceit. And that video also was directed towards men. If you listen, I was really speaking to the brothers out there. As the scriptures say, in those situations, the woman is supposed to remain silent. But instead of us men going out here, and this is for a specific group of brothers, this is not for all men, because you know what? Some men enjoy monogamous relationships, and I completely respect that. It's okay for you to disagree. It's okay. I have no problem with that. I have no issue with that. And in all honesty, it's not even a matter of you disagreeing. It's not even a matter of you disagreeing. It's a matter of why even worry about it. You don't have to do it in your lifestyle. The whole thing is it's a choice. It's not really an agree or disagree. It's a choice. If you choose not to be involved with polygamous unions, then don't. If you do, then do. I mean, it's that simple. And that's just what it was on that topic. That was my opinion. That was my view of it. And it's the truth. It is biblical. Polygyny is biblical. So it just is what it is. I'm a Bible believer and I'm a pro-life advocate. So the whole time, all of the valid information you've been getting on this channel, for the scoffers out there, the whole time that you've been on this channel, I believed in polygyny. The whole time. For years now. So I've been a pro-life advocate. I have different cultural views on things. Yes, I do. I don't think in this Western world. So, now that that's said, because I don't have to prove myself. It's not about me. What this is about is being hated for speaking the truth. That's what this is about. Because you will be hated for speaking the truth. If you're coming into this live stream, hit that thumbs up. And we're going to talk about more reasons why you'll be hated for speaking the truth. And I see Roxanne A. Lopez says she wants biblical verses. I tell you what, I've given verses in the last live stream. You can go back, listen to, actually I gave a verse, but what I'll do is I'll do a full breakdown of that on a different day. Because this topic is actually a different topic. I would do a full breakdown for you on what polygyny is about, the biblical references, the whole nine at a later date. But let's get to it. You will be hated when you speak the truth. You will be hated for the Lord's name's sake. It's not easy all the time. So it works like this. This world, the people living in it, a great percentage of the people living in it are given over to a strong delusion. That delusion cannot be broke because the Most High himself giving these people over to a strong delusion. They've been brainwashed throughout Christian dogma, through the education system, through their upbringing. They've been, I would say, indoctrinated by the people around them. So when you're speaking, that's anything outside of their religious construct, when you're speaking anything outside of what they've been taught, then it really messes with their everyday goings. They have to look at themselves and say, man, you know, I have to really change something about myself. One of the hardest things to do in life is just change. Change aspects about yourself. And that's why on this channel, we're real big on self-examination. All right, because we're trying to put our flesh under subjection and be consecrated. And on this channel, for a long time, as I've been speaking truth on this channel for a while now, I realized that no matter what you speak, no matter how much eyes you open, the same people who love you will hate you. And that's not even just on YouTube, on social media. That's in real life. A lot of people have issues within their family. That's because your family see you a certain way. Your family sees you a certain way. They believe they, quote unquote, know you. Right? But people change. Your mind frame changes. Your spirit changes. Your ideas change. So those people believe that they know you, and they believe that they have some kind of control over you because they may have seen you in your bad moments, your low points of life. So they believe that they can somewhat control how you move within this society. But truth be told, the Most High God is your commander, your leader, the one you follow. No one else. So when the brothers in the comment board was like, "Hey, Breed, if you speak about polygyny, you're gonna lose respect from black women." When they said that in that comment board, only thing I could think is I don't speak truth for acceptance from anybody. And that's just what it is. I mean, this is not about acceptance. See, this is the problem. People believe that acceptance and love is synonymous. And it's not. Just because somebody accepts you, that don't mean they love you. And that's what you got to get in your mind. A wise person once said, "Don't be a certain way so people will like you. Be yourself and people will love you. The right people will love you." So don't bend, don't compromise for people. Be who it is you are. And that's just what it is. Because you're going to be hated when you speak the truth. And yes, everybody have different truths. And we are not, let me explain this to you all. None of us have 100% all the answers, including myself. But you can get the meat, you can spit out the bones. You learn from each other. You build. You respectfully come together and really debate. See, it's not love when you give a different ideology, opinion, belief, and somebody automatically displays hatred towards you. That's not love. If you bring some truth to a family member, let's use that as an example. It's not love if that family member reacts to you in a very negative way, or they damn near attack you for you speaking the truth, or you speaking a difference of opinion. That's not love. Now, as I said also in this video, I'm going to be exposing some of those scoffers out there. Because in that last video about polygyny, there was some very hateful things that were said. Hateful, despicable, treacherous. For years, we've been exposing sexual immorality, lasciviousness, whoredom, everything under the sun. We've been talking about these things. And the nerve of people to say it's perverted or perverse for people to have polygamous unions, that was astonishing to me. Why would a person who speaks against sexual immorality, whoremongering, having sex with different women and just smashing and dashing, why would a person who speaks about that then in terms speak about polygyny and say and as a form of being wicked or sexually perverse? That makes no sense. As I said before, and I say it again, black men, or men in general, I should say, men do not need to have polygamous unions and responsibilities to have sex with different women. They don't need to. They don't need to take on a whole nother wife, another responsibility to have sex with different women. You have to be absolutely insane, and you have to be an idiot to think that, with all of the whoredom going on in our communities. Any man who wants to take on another wife is clearly trying to develop a large family. You got to understand the mindset of some brothers. Understand this. There are some men out here who don't have any type of legacy to build off of, who crave and desire to have large families. You have men out here who are trying to build a legacy, a dynasty from the ground up, start family businesses, make a name for themselves. And they understand the growth and development, the economics behind it. I had people say, new breed, that's pimping. That's pimping women. Oh, really? That's pimping women. To take all your money and funds together as a family, help each other. Everybody has what they need. That's pimping? So let me get this right. When these women are going out and they're they got all these guys buying them drinks, and different guys, mind you, and they're just dating, using guys to go out and go get something to eat, or they getting online streaming, and you got these guys paying for sex, and they cash apping, they prostituting, all these prostitution rings being ran on every dating app. That ain't pimping. That ain't pandering. See, the problem is this. The feminine power structure is being threatened by brothers who speak in truth. And that's the fact of the matter. Harriet Boating says polygamy is about openly cheating. Now, how contradictory is that comment? This is what I'm talking about. What is openly cheating? How can you openly cheat? Cheating is doing something behind someone's back. See, this is the idiocy that I'm talking about. We've been brainwashed in this Western culture. I mean, that's just complete idiocy. If polygamy was about sex, right? Well, why would men take on another responsibility? Why would men take on another responsibility? Why not just go have sex with random women? Why not? I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. We have to use critical thinking and logic. People get into their emotions. That's the problem. People get into their emotions. They don't understand other cultures. They're not open-minded. And then you have this hypocrisy and idiocy. If polygamy was so wicked, America would legalize it, just like gay marriage. They legalized sodomy. They would have legalized polygamy if it was wicked. But the reason why they won't legalize polygamy or polygyny is because they understand that that's how growth and development happens. That's how family business happens. That's how commerce happens. That's when you see people working together as a union. that is a beautiful thing when it comes to economics, growth, and development. And we're not the only culture who does this. We're not the only culture who've done this. But your pastors and your preachers, they're not going to tell you this. They're too afraid of losing followers. They're too afraid of losing their followers. And that's just a fact of it. Louise Martin says polygamy is a tribal, back to basic relationship. It takes a community to raise children. Absolutely. Facts. Vicky Fullen, I'm glad to see you in here. For sure. Soul Rebels. I'm intimidated. The polygamist. Don't be intimidated. It is what it is. Okay, my brother says, speak, man. You on to something vital here. Absolutely. I got to talk about this because you know what? Unfortunately, this information is not out there right now. And shout out to my brother, Black Male TV Advice, because he spoke about this, but unfortunately, it's not online right now. So, you know, I got to pick up the baton because this information is needed. So, you know, I'm going to talk about it. And, you know, we all might not see this thing the same way when we're looking at polygyny. We might not see it the same way. Some brothers might want to run their household differently. And, you know, but we're all still learning because we've all been westernized in this culture. But, you know, it is what it is. Zach Lyon says if someone wants to be in a polygamous relationship, they have the right to. Some people taking things too serious and don't look at it with an open mind. 100% fact, family. My thing is, if you happy in your relationship, why the hell are you worried about somebody else dealing with polygyny? It don't have nothing to do with you. Like, those women, they look happy to me. If they look happy, the husband looks happy, the kids are taken care of, you know, you got somebody to homeschool, you got somebody to help out, it just all working together, then what's the problem? To me, that's better than the deceit and lies among our community. I'd rather see somebody be straight up. We should all be being straight up with ourselves. And that's just what it is. Yeah. James Edward says, polygamy not important, not vital at all. What is needed is the word, period. The Old Testament is trying to replace the new. This mentality plays right into no high law, etc. Polygamy. Hey, listen, brother, it's all how you look at it. If you don't think polygamy is important, then do not institute polygamy in your union. It's that simple. You see how that works? If you don't think it's helpful, if you don't think it's important, then don't institute it within your life, brother. It just boils down to that. We don't have to go out our way to attack somebody else's lifestyle. That's the point. If it's not against the Bible, which is not, Christ said he come not to end the law, nor to destroy the prophets, till heaven and earth pass away. Christ didn't end the law of polygyny. So whoever said that is a liar. I've seen a couple people making that comment, but they produce no scripture saying that. Not one scripture said that. Christ never spoke against polygyny. Never happened. Paul, only person who spoke about polygamy was Paul, when he recommended that church leaders only have one wife. That's what that was. And there is a attack, there's an attack on masculinity and men actually loving women. There's an attack on that. There's a lot of shaming tactics taking place because a man says he loves women. He looks at women. He loves their curves. He loves their figure. He loves women. You call all kind of names, and women do these shaming tactics, so on and so forth. But let me break it down to you. King James had plenty of poetry about women, about their curves, how they look. Oh yeah, Solomon, same thing. But when a brother says, man, I look at women, I love women, beautiful women, that's attacked because they want to attack masculinity. They want to attack man and woman coming together. So that's a part of getting rid of the connection between male and female. Because that's the biggest thing they're trying to do is attack the family structure. For sure. Sonia Tinsley said, I'm not totally against polygamy, but to think about it is to understand it. I know it's not just about sex. It makes more sense than Christianity and the Matrix to me. Can't do lies. Facts. See, that's a person whose mind is open, beginning to look at stuff differently. And it's nothing wrong with that. And it's not that brothers are trying to convince anybody to do anything in their personal life, but at least don't go out there and attack somebody else's union. That's all. Joshua Hodges says women are our most precious resource next to Christ. Absolutely. I agree with that. Ashley says she's against it. She's too stingy. Hey, to each his own. Giselle Garcia says everything's so backwards these days. Absolutely. That's facts. Yisrael says, hey, man, do you know a lot of dudes want to be you? I hope not, man, because, hey, this cross is heavy. This cross is heavy, man. You don't want to do that, man. You don't want to do that. You draw outside the lines a little bit, you going to pay for it. I tell you that much. The Most High don't play. I think a comedian said he stole a piece of candy and he go home and he lost his damn keys. He locked out his house. Yeah, you don't want to carry that cross, man. Everything you do, draw outside them lines, Most High he gonna get at you. You don't want to be me. For real. Michael W. says, think practically. Women can't be healthy in polygamous relationships. They're too naturally jealous. Well, Michael W., that's a problem. That's the issue. That's why we're speaking about the cattiness, the possessiveness, the jealousy, the envy amongst women. Sisters have to get along. It has to be a sisterhood. I see more brothers building a brotherhood than sisters building a sisterhood. And I could truly say that. There has to be a sisterhood. You got to begin to embrace and love your sisters, ladies. Seriously. You can't be possessive. You can't be, you just can't be against your sisters. You have an open mind. Alex Riviera says, I love women that study the Bible. Facts. And this is the thing. Polygyny is not about lasciviousness and wickedness. It's not about like the strange stuff that happens, man. We're not dealing with no like bisexual women, lesbianism, none of that. No lasciviousness, no man with two women in a bed and all of that. That's not what it's about, man. So let's get that out there. I have to put that out there. It's not about that. Brandy Bailey says men get jealous too. Men are supposed to be protective over their women, over their woman or women, whatever. But a man is supposed to be that way. He's the protector. He's protecting his family. See, the roles have been reversed. The power structure has been thrown off. And women think that they have to be that way. And it's just not, that's not true. Less Reason says, when you truly in the word, jealous dissipates. You understand the reason for the union and you get on top. My husband knows I'm fine with it. We have a healthy relationship and both are awake. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Zach Lyon says, reality, yes. You definitely have to be cautious of who you let in your life. Facts. And you know, some brothers don't, and I want brothers not to take this information and just run out there and just try to, find any woman to bring in your house and all of this kind of stuff, man. It's not about that. You let the Most High bless you. Let the Most High bless you. You just continue growing in truth. If the Most High bless you with that, then, then you roll with it. Protect your energy, absolutely. And I'm not against monogamy. I'm not against polygyny. I'm not against a brother being straight up celibate, if that's what you choose to do. But what I am against is people just going out of their way to attack. I seen some of the nastiest comments in that last video. It was disturbing. People was like, I hope your wife leaves you. I mean, it was like, damn. I hope your wife leaves you. New breed, I'm disgusted in you. I'm like, wow. Because I have a difference of opinion than you? Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. Why? When you even bring up the topic, it just riles up your spirit. That tells me that it's something deep down. It's something deep down in some of those scoffers that really bothers them about the topic. And what I think it is a lot of times people are living lies. A lot of times people be living lies, man. They be having situations going on within their own household that they don't want to address. And sometimes when that truth hit them, and it cuts. In the scriptures, it says the word is like a double-edged sword, slicing bone and marrow. So that's why the truth makes people hate you. The truth will make people hate you because that it slices. It'll slice and dice you up. And it'll make you examine your own life. Giselle Garcia says people need to grow up. Absolutely. For sure. But that's what it is, man. Yep, a feminist mindset. I mean, when you turn on the radio these days, and I love to use music as an example of the times we living in. But if you listen to the radio, it's a lot of women out there degrading men. It's like they've took a power position that they don't want to lose. And anybody speaking in such a way to threaten that power struggle, they then begin to attack. Because you're speaking in a way that's threatening what they feel they've what they accomplished. Soul Rebel says Bob Marley had a lot of women. Absolutely, Bob Marley was a polygamist. And I'm pretty sure, and all of his children turned out talented. I'm pretty sure his women were happy. His children were talented. And yeah, Bob Marley was a polygamist. And he's not the only brother who've made it and really helped a lot of people and woke a lot of brothers up who was polygynous. Timothy says, I'm unsubscribing. Unsubscribe, sir. Why are you I mean, listen, y'all gotta understand. When you say you're unsubscribing, content creators always are laughing at that. That's funny. Like, why are you announcing that? Just unsubscribe. Who cares? I'm unsubscribing. Okay. Bob Marley was an Edomite. Well, even if Bob Marley was an Edomite, that shows you that other cultures still practice polygyny. If he was, you know. Yep. Yeah, but like I said, to each his own. Like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious to attack somebody, and you know, it's just not that serious. If you don't agree with that, don't agree with it. Don't harbor hatred in your own heart. Because look, it doesn't bother nobody but yourself when you get all riled up. Get all riled up about what somebody else doing or talking about. Like, oh, it just hurts yourself at the end. But you're gonna be hated when you speak the truth. That's just a fact. If it's outside of this Western construct, people are gonna hate it. Morgan Prince says, women that stay in polygamy is only desperate for money. So please, you don't understand women at all. That's quite interesting. So it's nothing. Let me explain something. There is nothing wrong with women wanting security. There's nothing wrong with women wanting security, finances. There's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the union. So a man should have the right financial situation to take care of all his women. Even if, say, his woman don't want to work. He have a woman that don't want to work. He have women that all want to stay at home. Then he has to be financially prepared for that, to take on another wife. We're not saying that a man can take on wives if he's not financially ready for it. You got to be ready for that. So it's nothing wrong with a woman wanting that security. I personally wouldn't want my daughters dealing with a man who's not doing something in his life, making a decent paycheck, at least striving at the very least. So, I mean, it's just that simple. It's okay for a woman to want a guy that's financially stable. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm pretty sure it's not all about money, because any women who stand in that union are not a real woman, regardless of the financial situation. A real woman is going to basically leave a guy if she's not getting the love that she desires. If she's not getting the love she desires, the respect she desires, the money won't last but so long. If she's a real woman, she's going to leave. So that's just what it is. Roxanne, we're speaking on various topics that's regarding truth. I'm also answering questions. And I have spoke about my personal testimony of being hated when you speak the truth. I've given plenty of examples of being hated for speaking truth. I talked about how family will hate you for speaking the truth. Now I'm doing some Q&A. Brandy Bailey, as I said before, I'm going to do a broadcast in the future going into the scripture and the biblical breakdown of polygyny. I've already said that it's coming. But that's another topic for another day. You'll be hated when you speak truth. Sonia Tinsley said, you speaking truth and not even on a polygamous relationship. Absolutely. That's why I said I was non-biased. I'm non-biased about the total situation. I'm not even practicing polygyny. Ladies and gentlemen, in the future, I have that option. If the Lord willing, then I will have another wife in the future. I'm really not focused on that right now. But I'm speaking from it on a non-biased standpoint. You know, like the bottom line is I'm not judging one side or the other. I'm just speaking at it from a three-dimensional aspect. I'm looking at it from all angles. That's all. Jocelyn Jones, I already have a good woman. I've already have that. See, every woman is not possessive and selfish and stingy. Every woman is not like that. Okay? That's what you got to understand. I mean, just because, some women have more culture to them. We're raised differently. There are women who just don't think the same way as every westernized woman. It's just the truth. I mean, we got to think outside of what we've been taught, what we've seen in our everyday lives. Alex Riviera says, night vision at the last Trump. Oh, yeah, we seeing it. Absolutely. I'm not focused on having anything. I'm not focused on having another wife. But if the Most High blessed me with another one, then yes. In the right situation, in the right time, that option is open. That's all. Yeah, King Solomon had multiple wives. But what King Solomon went wrong is King Solomon went outside of the tribes. The Most High commanded him to stay within his tribes. He started to deal with Gentile women. Those Gentile women had different ideologies, religious beliefs, and it basically led him astray. So that's what that is. Jocelyn Jones, if the day came, you brought her home, tell us about it. See, this is the problem. You're too concerned. You're too concerned with that. That's the problem. That's exactly the problem. You're too concerned with what's happening with somebody else's union. You understand? That's the problem. That's why when the topic was brought up, when the topic was even brought up initially, it's just like all minds were closed. It was just sheer hatred, closed-mindedness, and it just too concerned. It says exactly, bro. Hard for a rich man to stay within the lines. Alicia Rocket, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. 100. Appreciate that. Moni M. Ya says, new breed. As long as you are a man that is righteous and follow the commandments, I'm cool, and our Father Yah, the Most High Hebrew. Absolutely. Thank you, sis. Appreciate that. Eric Solveson says Solomon had 300 wives. Absolutely, he did. And he didn't go wrong until he started dealing with women outside of the tribes. That's when he went wrong. So, I mean, there's many, many scriptures on polygyny. Many scriptures. It's so much proof in the Bible. I mean, it was never ended. The law of polygyny was never ended. And it's also always been a choice. Michael W. says, as a man, imagine trying to be fair and love multiple women equally is too much stress. See, Michael W., that might be too much stress for you. So that might not be something that's for you. But you'll be hated when you speak the truth, family. That just is what it is. And that's regardless of what type of ideology or belief you're bringing, if it's truth components to it. You got brothers out here who are in different belief systems than we are. You know, they have different belief systems that we are in. You have Muslims out here. Let me give that as an example. You got Muslims out here who speak levels of truth that bother people. Although it might not be fully what we believe, it's still truth in some of the things that they say. And people hate them for it. And that's just, although I'm not in a Muslim religion, or I'm not following Islam or anything like that. But what I'm trying to say here is any level of truth in this world full of lies and deceit, any level of truth that you bring, it will cause hatred. Straight up hatred. People will prey on your downfall. People are going to want to see you fall off, lose everything. So that's just what it is. Ashley says the devil wraps the truth with a lie. That is true. That is true too. So you got to be aware. You got to be aware. Some people, you can learn a little bit from everywhere, but at the same token, you got to be careful, because it's easy to get caught up in that snare, the lies that's being brought across. But that just is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And I'd like to thank y'all for watching this live stream. It'll be more material coming out. The 7 Deadly Sins will be finished soon. I will be continuing to work on that. So you'll still see those videos. But right now I had to address this because I did not expect all of the pushback, resentment, and hatred for speaking about that last live stream. I didn't expect that, so I had to address it. Sometimes you got to put the gloves on and definitely rebuke these scoffers out here. So that's just what it is. And I'd like to thank y'all for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Shalom and peace.